I guess what was your dad's initial reaction to you going to bare knuckle boxing?
Oh yeah, he hated it. He's
Really?
when I first told him, I said, hey, this BKFC, this is cool, huh? He goes, that's fucking crazy. I said, no, it's awesome. All of it's crazy. Look how popular it's getting. Look how exciting. He says, oh yeah, yeah. I said, I have an opportunity to fight there, and I think I'm gonna take it.
From MMA Island.
Santiago with MMA Island. Today I'm talking to the former CES two division champion, Gary Balletto Jr., ahead of his BKFC return on December 20th. Gary, how's it going today, man?
Great, living the dream.
Awesome, man. How happy are you with this opportunity, especially fighting so close to home, right?
Yeah, yeah, right at Mohegan Sun. It's only an hour away from me. It's awesome. Especially I hate to travel, getting on planes and all that. You know. But yeah, I love it. I'm super excited. I'm a big fan of BKFC, and to be carving my way through their company is super exciting for me.
Do you live in Rhode Island or Connecticut?
Rhode Island. Rhode
Rhode Island.
Island. Yep.
Where at?
Cranston.
Okay, I've been
Cranston, the epicenter of it all.
I've been to Providence, and it's a really nice place over there.
Yeah, great city. Great city.
What what was it like making the walk for the first time out in Mohegan Sun in June? And what was it like, being surrounded by family and fans over there?
Yeah, I mean it's awesome. I've been fortunate to have fought there a few times over my career, and between all the big casinos around here, Foxwoods, Twin River, I've always had a big backing of friends and family in the corner and in the arena, and that energy is just electric. But when you combine that with BKFC's WWE style walkout with the runway and the smoke screens, and it was by far my favorite walkout of my career.
Awesome, man. And you have a very promising career in MMA. You went 11-3. I believe besides your debut, your only losses are to UFC fighters Billy Goff and Jeremiah Wells. I guess what was the decision like to go to BKFC after having so much success in CES and MMA?
Yeah, boxing has always been in my DNA. My dad was a world champion boxer, and I was born and into it and learned how to walk in his gym, as a baby, and it was just something that's always been, part of my nature, and the sport of boxing as a whole, um, didn't excite me as much to compete in it. I was more intrigued by MMA and the style, that it has to offer with, the way I think and operate. So MMA became my path, but seeing a bare knuckle boxing show become so popular, it just feels like perfect for me. It was made for me. It's just interesting enough to draw me back into the sport of boxing. To potentially leave MMA behind for good.
Was there like a certain fight or event that got you into BKFC?
Not particularly any one specific event. I saw Mike Perry making some big headlines with BKFC after his departure with UFC, and saw him and Luke Rockhold was, I guess, the first big fight that really caught my eye and made me think like this shit is crazy. I got to get in there.
And you found MMA and boxing. I would like to know your dad's thoughts on bare knuckle boxing and you fighting there. And I guess what was your dad's initial reaction to you going to bare knuckle boxing?
Oh yeah, he hated it. He's
Really?
when I first told him, I said, hey, this BKFC, this is cool, huh? He goes, that's fucking crazy. I said, no, it's awesome. All of it's crazy. Look how popular it's getting. Look how exciting. He says, oh yeah, yeah. I said, I have an opportunity to fight there, and I think I'm gonna take it. And he says, well, you're gonna be great at it. So right then and there, I knew as afraid as he was for me to do it, I had his blessing and his confidence.
And your dad's a legendary boxer in New England over there. And I guess when did you know, Gary, that you wanted to follow in your father's footsteps, that you wanted to be a fighter? I guess when did that begin for you?
Yeah, I suppose it was always something I don't even know. It's hard to explain. It's like I've never thought about it. It was just something I knew that I had to do too. I saw my dad do it, so I just thought that I would do it. And since I was a baby, I was always in the gym with him, and as I got old enough to comprehend, I was already learning how to box and started competing at 4 years old. And it was never a thought that I wouldn't do it. You know.
Can you talk to me about your next opponent, Skyler Mauller? I believe he's 1-1 in BKFC. He's an MMA fighter like yourself. What do you know about him and his fighting style?
Yeah, he's a tough dude. I saw a little bit of his bare knuckle fights. He got stopped in the first round of one fight. He stopped another guy in the first round of one fight. But that's kind of the game we play with bare knuckle. You go in there, fists go flying, and someone goes down. And he seems like he's got the heart and the spirit. It's he's gonna come for it. And that's the fun part about it. I think I have a much greater advantage with how much experience I have in comparison. But you never know with this kind of game. Everybody's got a shot.
Anything different for this training camp?
Not much. My style oddly fit perfectly for BKFC, which was a big part of my decision to wanting to do it. I like to come, and I think I have something different, that I like to bring to the table with this sport than most of the fighters have displayed. I bring a lot more comfort and patience, I think, to it, and I think I'll be putting on a really good display for all the fans to get excited about the future of me in this sport as well.
Hmm. Do you have a certain prediction for how this fight goes, and I guess how do you see this fight playing out, Gary?
Well, in my mind, I see this going one way. He gets stopped in the first round.
Awesome. What's going to be your walkout song this time around?
I haven't even really put a lot of thought into that one. If you have any suggestions, throw them my way. But
I,
I
I
do
think
like to do some cool ones, and I do like to switch it up with some fun ones too. It doesn't always have to be that serious.
I like the new Batman theme from the movie that came out a few years ago. The Batman theme, I think,
Yeah,
would do
dun
pretty good.
dun 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 dun. Right, the haunting music. Yeah, that would be
Yes.
cool. Yep. Well, you know what? I might just go with that. I have the perfect version of it in mind.
What did you think about that movie?
I loved it. I thought it was great. It was a great detective movie. It was long, but I thought it was paced pretty well. I had a blast. I can't wait for part two. It's gonna be awesome.
Is that your favorite Batman movie, or is it like The Dark Knight or something else?
So my favorite one happens to be Michael Keaton. My favorite Batman and Batman movie
Oh
was
wow.
the 1989 one, right? That was the one because I was a kid growing up. That was the one that was out. That's the one I watched the most. I think I watched that VHS tape so many times I had to get another one because the tape got all twisted up. But I think the best movies go of course to The Dark Knight. But yeah, Michael Keaton's Batman from 1989, Tim Burton. That was my favorite one.
Nice, man. Yeah, my favorite one is A Dark Knight with Heath Ledger. I thought Heath Ledger did an
Yeah, it's
amazing job
just
as Joker.
too good of a
Uh,
movie. I got something right here you'll get a kick out of at my desk. It's a copy of the script from The Dark Knight. I still have to get a box for it to display it in.
wow.
It's got the signature of the whole cast
Oh my
right
gosh,
on
that's
right on the
really cool,
cover
Gary.
of the script. Huh? How sick is that? It's got Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, all that.
Nice.
It's
Where
got
did
the
you get it from?
certificate along with it. A friend got it for me as a birthday gift last year. they figure, turning 30, leaving your 20s and entering 30 was sad enough, so they cheer me up.
Awesome. Yeah, one more thing about Batman. Who's your favorite Batman villain? I feel like most people say Joker, but do you have a favorite Batman villain?
Yeah, I like Bane. I think Bane is such an, coming from combat sports and in the world of, of Batman and all his challenges, they all challenge him in a different way, right? The Riddler challenges intellect, and Joker challenges his morality. Two-Face challenges his duality. But Bane challenges his physicality, his strength, his willpower, right? And uh you know that's mainly what I put to the test over and over, right? Is Mortal Kombat. So it yeah, that's my favorite villain. That arc where he fights Bane.
Nice, man. You end the year off, on a high note on December 20th. I guess after December 20th, what does your ideal 2026 look like, Gary?
I'd like to stay busy next year and rail off an ambitious at least 5 fights with BKFC. Um, and put myself in a position for some kind of top highlight fight. That's what I'm chasing now in the later stage of my career.
What do you make of your division? It's light heavyweight, a lot of killers there. What do you make of it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this whole sport, as dangerous as it is, in this division in particular, has got some killers in there. But I think I think I bring an element to the table that'll surprise a lot of people. The technicality and the positioning and the timing and the choice of game plan, I think, is gonna start to pioneer a whole new light for people coming up in BKFC. I'm excited to bring that vision to life with for myself and to maybe spark something completely new and unseen for fans of BKFC.